here, so it's all right. Can we stand for?
Where's this stuff?
Pray bow our heads, Heavenly Father. But thank you for this gathering, and we ask that you allow us to make decisions that best concern our constituents in all of Harrison County. We ask that we're thankful that you allow us to have a safe trip here, and we ask that you bless us to have a safe trip back home. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
And then we get to share allegiance in it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First order of business, order nominating elected president of the board for the year 2023.
Motion to nominate Supervisor Rebecca Powers for president for the 2023 year.
Second.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Order nominating electing the vice president of the board.
Motion to elect Marlon Ladner for vice president.
Second.
Mr. President, she would take
She take it from here.
she would take, and then she'd start calling for
All right.
nomination.
She goes from number 2 on down.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about
But I
that.
can still nominate, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I understand.
So we have a motion with Supervisor Martin, a second. I'll second that for Marlon Ladner to be vice president this year. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Number 3, order approving the employment of Pamela Ulrich as the county administrator for the year 2023.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Madam President,
It passes, sorry. That's what you were gonna say, motion
it
passes.
is traditional that you are the chair.
So you're supposed to sit.
Oh,
down.
physically?
You
Okay.
are the chair.
And do you want to pass the gavel?
Yeah.
No, I got you a speech.
Oh, you got me a present? Can that be my gavel?
There.
Thank you.
I thought that was cute.
It's adorable.
Max will like it.
Thank you. Okay, did we approve number 3? Did we go ahead and vote? Okay. Number 4, order approving the employment of Tim C. Holloman, Boyce Holloman and Associates as board attorney for 2023. Motion?
Motion. Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 5, order approving the employment of Timothy L. Smith as road manager for year 2023.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Number 6, order approving the employment of Jacqueline Turner as county engineer for year 2023.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 7, order approving the employment of Judy Williams as purchase clerk for the year 2023.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 8, order approving the employment of all existing employees of Harrison County for the year 2023. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, reports to the board. Number 9, Mr. Bordeaux, I recognize you with Cadence Insurance to discuss insurance renewals.
I have before y'all, over the holiday, Ms. Ulrich and I, everything's bound for the county, but since we bound it, what we bound got a little bit better. So there's actually a couple decisions that we can make if we'd like to. So we bound coverage, we were given the charge to not exceed 2.9 million. And we knew that there was going to have to be options, either deductible options or actually cutting some of the coverage to get to that level. What we did the day before renewal was we went from $50 million to a $25 million loss limit. That would save us $240,000, almost $241,000. We went back to the market and told them that if they want to participate, because that cuts out a lot of the markets, if they want to participate, we need to get that loss limit up. And so they offered the same at $30 million, at the same as what we bound. You could drop that to 32.5 million, or increase it to 32.5 million, or 35 million if the board choose to. That decision doesn't have to be made today. What we bound was 25 million. We actually got to 30 million, so we increased the loss limit by 5 million, which is to y'all's benefit. We can increase that further and stay below the 2.9 million should y'all choose to. Obviously, it would be 2.889404 to go to 35 million. We previously had $50 million in coverage.
So we need the 30 though, right?
I'm sorry?
Do we need the additional coverage?
I would definitely recommend, we had 50 million previously, and we do, we have pushed back on the carriers as far as our valuation. They believe that our values are much undervalued, and so they believe that we're modeling at a higher probable maximum loss is what we are modeling.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Would it be reasonable to increase our deductible and help with this?
We looked at the deductibles, the deductible options, we could increase several different deductibles, but the savings was more on the top end. And the thought process was, is if FEMA's going to fill in that deductible, then save money on the top end because we know FEMA will cover that, they won't cover the deductible delta. Now we can look at, seriously cutting and increasing deductibles. That's what a lot of public entities are doing. They're going to $10 million, $15 million deductibles if we want to do that. Now would not be the time to do it. Next renewal would be, if that's what the board would like me to do, we could seriously look at some significant deductible increases. A lot of other entities are doing it purely out of necessity. They're carrying a lot less wind coverage than what, just because they can't afford any more. I do hope that this will start flattening out in 2023. This is 3 years of significant increases, that we're seeing.
Supervisor Ladner, if I may.
Yes, ma'am.
Did we do a lot of this repair in-house, like after Katrina?
Oh, no, I don't think we did because of the storm, because of FEMA, we probably didn't. I don't think
The
we
only
did
thing that I can
much
remember that we
in-house.
did in-house was at the county farm. We did a lot out there.
Out there.
And then the actual barns and things of that nature, dugouts. But that goes against that time, the expense of your employees doing that
Towards
goes
it.
towards, yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We have to keep that calculated, and I know we've worked with the administration of making sure all that's calculated. Debris removal, any expense that the county bears in replacing, securing, or fixing their, should go to, including materials.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, one reason we were able to, or convince carriers not to increase the value per square foot on our non-wind resistive schedule is because a lot of your employees do fix that when it does get damaged. On your wind resistive schedule, that's more of contractors, that's this building, the jail, things of that nature.
I know we had some discussion about auditing the building, making sure we removed, did we ever get
Yes,
that?
we removed several
We
buildings.
removed those that we didn't need.
Yes. Now, come claim time this year, it's gonna be a lot messier because we have several different buyback carriers. Not every carrier in our program would agree to the same deductibles, so we have several different buyback carriers. So claim time's gonna be a lot more work than previous, where we have one adjuster doing everything. We're gonna have 3 adjusters we're gonna have dealing with this time. Actually 4 adjusters, one for the non-wind resistant, one for the wind resistant.
Any more
Do
discussion?
we need to approve this, or?
Y'all approved anything
to-
up to 2.9, and so really all y'all have to decide is the 30 million, the 32.5, and the 35 million. We bound to 30 million because that was the most savings at the time. And it was actually 25 million for that same savings, but we got it increased by 5 million since Ms. Ulrich gave me the authority.
One question, on the third line, it said NWR property
That's-
excludes flood and earth movement.
That's right.
So we have a
The
set-
earthquake,
You don't have earthquake coverage.
Don't
on
have
that.
earth, okay.
Any property that's in a zone or worse is with the NFIP. You do have NFIP policies
Okay.
throughout your schedule for anything that was either required by FEMA or anything that is in a susceptible flood zone.
Okay.
We do not have any policies currently in an X zone, which would be, one that the FEMA would deem less susceptible. You do have a $5 million flood sublimit, and every year we look at, if we take that away, what will that do? That goes on top of the NFIP. It's a $60,000 savings. I mean, that's completely up to y'all whether y'all want to do that or not. There's not a whole lot of savings. It's not a huge risk, but we did use that policy. We had 15 million at the time of Katrina, and we did hit that policy at the time of Katrina. And so that's kind of where we settled in at 5 rather than 15 several years back. The board did.
All right, any further discussion? So we do, or do we do not need to vote on this, Tim? We've
Yeah,
already-
you're gonna, your previous vote was for.
You want to
2.9.
either decide whether you want 30 million, 32.5, or $35 million in coverage. All of them fall below the
Within the
2.9.
And you recommend
Go with the
35?
I would recommend, we were going from 50 to 35.
Okay.
So it's still lower, but I'll make a motion, we accept it 35.
Okay.
With your recommendation.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So we have a motion and a second to go to 35 million in coverage. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Happy New Year. And tomorrow's the legislative reception, right?
It is.
All right, number 10, recognize Matt McDonald, Executive Director of Mississippi Coast Coliseum and Convention Center. Is Michelle here?
Michelle didn't make it.
Okay. To discuss with the board a request to concur with the Mississippi Coast Coliseum Commission's decision to approve the purchase of 148 Oakmont Place for appraised value and accepted offer of $150,000.
Once y'all committed to participate in Pops Ferry with the city of Biloxi, the board now realizes the project's going to happen. And for us, strategically, we need to start buying those homes to the west of us. We already own 2 of them, and the city bought 1 of them for right-of-way. And then the remaining homes, we're ultimately going to utilize to expand parking and have other opportunities as we continue to grow.
So you're just asking for us to concur with your commission?
Yeah, but when we changed the legislation in 2016 to fall under y'all, we have to come to y'all before we purchase them.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Motion carries.
Real quickly, discussion is Bob Bird's firm gonna handle the closing of this, or
David Wheeler's firm.
David Weaver?
Yeah, David does all of any of the work we have to do for title and closings.
He'll do a good job, but you're doing a quick claim deed, and this contract is with some type of trust, so make sure they run the title.
We're buying it from Buster Bailey. It was part of Gulf Shores.
Yes, Gulf Shores Inc. liquidated.
Right.
But there's,
It is a trust, though, I think.
there's a trust, and just make sure the
We
title,
were
we're getting
getting-
a quick claim deed on a warranty deed, so you'll have no recourse against them if the title's messed up. So just make sure David, David knows what he's doing, he'll do it. Make sure they run the title.
We will.
Matt, just a quick question. What money are you gonna use for this?
Operating money.
Operating?
We're gonna keep making money because I'm not gonna, now, to buy all of those homes, Marlon,
You might have
I
to.
might have to come and visit y'all.
Yeah.
But this is a slow process. I want y'all to understand. There's some folks that think their homes are worth 2.5 times that amount.
Yeah.
We couldn't get appraisals for that, therefore we couldn't legally pay that.
Right.
Yeah, so we're into that trick bag, but ultimately, we hope to be able to settle with these people, but if not, we do have the ability to eminent domain them.
That's
But
right.
that's the last option we want to fool with.
Does the board need to
So I
authorize the
appreciate you
clerk
got
to be able
that
to issue checks for this closing?
Pardon me now?
Does the board need to authorize the clerk, change the clerk to issue checks for this closing?
No, we'll do it just like when we had to pay off the Bancorp South land, or the note on the land.
And I just want to say, I did look at your appraisal, and it's right on the money, so it's good.
That's what Buster wanted for the property 3 years ago. Yeah, so, I thank y'all and Happy New Year.
All right.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your win, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, number 11, order concurring with the resolution of the Harrison County Development Commission authorizing and approving the third amendment to the purchase and sale agreement for approximately 50 acres of real property in the Bernard Bayou Industrial Park to 42 LLC. Hi, Bill.
Hey.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a
Discussion.
second. Any discussion?
Yeah, please. Can you just give us the short version of what the amendment is?
Of what?
What the amendment is? Is it a?
It's a purchase contract that we've been working on for 4 years for a 300,000 square foot distribution center, and this is the last try.
Bill, this extent, why the delay? Why the necessity for the third, is it the third
Big
amendment?
corporate,
Third amendment, what?
big corporate,
Why would even big corporate take that long to make a decision about buying something?
because this.
Of course, they
this-
paying to hold it, I understand.
This
that.
site and the conditions of this site and the cost of this site, and now, when they did it before, they didn't like those costs. Now, interest rates have caught up to them, and construction costs have caught up to them. If they built it 3 years ago when we wanted them to, they would have been
Better off.
How
better
much,
off. Yeah.
how much total do they have in it now if they fail to purchase it? How much have they paid you over those 3 years if they fail to purchase this property? How
with-
much do they forfeit?
With this is $250,000.
250,000?
Any more
Seems
discussion?
like that one, but of course, I don't know how big corporate is, but it, 250,000
It's a lot
would
of
seem to
money.
motivate somebody.
Corporate is not a brown delivery truck, but the other kind. Without
Purple and
telling you
orange.
what.
Okay.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, number 12, order concurring with the resolution of the Harrison County Development Commission authorizing and extending the deadline to close the sale of about 5 acres of real property in the Bernard Bayou Industrial District to Larry Blumberg and Associates. Motion?
Motion,
Second.
discussion, same thing, what's the deal on this?
This is because we got tied up with the city about whether Logan Klein was a city street or not.
Oh,
The
okay.
contract expired in December. This is the GSA contract to do a new facility for
That's,
DEA.
that's the one we discussed with
And
GSA.
We just approved it a couple
Right.
of meetings ago. Now they're asking for a 90-day extension to get all their paperwork right.
Good enough.
All right, motion carries. Anything else?
Okay, I don't think we better go.
Do we vote?
We need to vote, I think. No?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Bill. All right, county engineer, number 13.
No consent agenda.
Oh, consent agenda. Agenda items number 13 through 19 have been placed on the consent agenda, same appearing to be routine, non-controversial matters on which all supervisors are likely to agree.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Okay, motion carries. Number 20, tax assessor, order approving in-county travel reimbursement for the tax assessor's office as listed below. $171.82 to Paul Kevin Klein, real property field appraiser for the period of October 10th, 2022 through December 1st, 2022, payable from line item 001-103-475. Motion?
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. 21, order acknowledging receipt of and approving petitions for increases to the 2019-2021 real property roll as recommended by the tax collector. Motion?
Motion.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. 22, order acknowledging receipt of and approving petitions for decreases to the 2022 real and personal property rolls as recommended by the tax assessor. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 23, order acknowledging receipt of and approving petitions for increases to the 2022 real property roll as recommended by the tax assessor.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 24, tax collector, order spreading upon the minutes personnel changes for the tax collector's office as listed and on file with the payroll administrator and the human resources department. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Motion carries. Number 25, county engineer, order approving the following pay applications of $257,200 to DNP Inc. for the Harrison County Courthouse cooling tower replacement in Gulfport, payable from 001-121-922, and acknowledging receipt of the following closeout documents between Harrison County Board of Supervisors and DNP Inc. This is recommended by Jacqueline Turner, PE, Harrison County Engineer. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 26, order approving the attached addendum number 2 to contract by and between Harrison County and the Pickering Firm, Inc. for project STP 913800 or 003, LPA 107904-701000, Landon Road widening. Yay, thank you, Lord. Harrison County, extending the contract period with no adjustment to cost and authorizing execution by the board president as recommended by Jacqueline Turner, PE, Harrison County Engineer. Motion.
Motion.
Second. Why are they, is it just getting the property, Jackie, is why it's
It's
taking
on
so
us
long?
at this point, and this is just
Yes.
continuing their contract to be, they're basically on standby at this
It's
point.
just a time issue, isn't it, Jackie?
Man, it's
Yeah, it's been.
Right-of-way acquisitions are gonna be very difficult on.
That's what I'm
it's
saying,
gonna
it's
be a while
gonna
longer.
require
We're still waiting on title because it's really, Landon Road is a public road by prescription, so where it is and where it's not is gonna be some large debate. So we're sorting through that with the title examiners.
But we're getting closer.
Yes, we're
Just a
moving.
few away.
It's not stagnant.
Do you
Depends on how much
anticipate,
cooperation we get out of
let me ask you a question, do you anticipate the additional need of an engineering firm based on what you're talking about?
Well, yes, because they're gonna have to draw the right of ways. The difficulty there, and we've been through multiple discussions with them, is about you've got a public road by prescription, so the way they've drawn the easements includes the public road, which you should not. If you include it, then they're gonna try to get paid for it.
Right.
So, last time when Eric brought us the new descriptions, I don't think so. So we're trying to sort that out. You have to, the original descriptions included all the property that's shown as owned by people. And the road's laid out on it, but the description doesn't.
But the people that is showing that owns it, have they been paying taxes on it?
They have, but when you have a public road by prescription, it
Could be an
doesn't work that way. All it has to be do is maintained by the public for 10-year, continuous years, and it becomes public property. The difficulty is you have a road, and then you have ditches, and then you have, and this has gone on for probably in excess of 100, this road's been there for a long, long, long time. So many of these people probably bought their property long after the road was even public. So it's just a matter of trying to figure out where that is, and that's a little bit difficult for engineers when they're looking at property descriptions. So we've had discussions about where to do that. I basically told them to do less than accept the public description, but that's, so to debate, so when we get into get the descriptions and start trying to acquire the right of ways, obviously the landowners are gonna be saying, no, our property line is
That's
here.
Right.
But that won't last long as far as the public roadway is, where the dispute will come in my opinion, is where the ditches are and where the power lines are and things of that nature. Because it's just a road that was created 100 years plus
It
ago.
seems like the ditches, Tim, would be part of the prescription.
They are.
So that shouldn't be too much of an issue. But how far off on
That's
the other
right,
side
where
of
the-
those ditches are? Yeah.
We kind of went through this with Coast Electric, as you remember, and even
Yeah.
with them, we had
Yeah.
a dispute about
Yes.
where the ditch was exactly.
Yeah,
So you've got you got power lines that have been run along this road there are no easements from the private landowners, so they thought it was a public road.
right.
And that's probably prescriptive too, so it's just gonna be difficult because of the nature, anytime you have a road that's created by just prescription, that creates issues that are gonna be difficult. If we can solve it, but the property owners are probably gonna be difficult, because the more land they got, the more money they're entitled to, so that's what they'll be arguing about.
And if they're paying taxes, they think that's theirs.
Right.
It's hard to tell what they actually pay taxes on, but we can figure that out too, once we get there.
Can we beg Pickering to put this in high gear and get this
Well,
figured out so we
Pickering, yeah, I
can
think
start
they
making
do.
offers to the
Pickering
owners?
basically is on standby while we work through all this. This contract is just, this is just extending the date because MDOT's contract has an end date. It doesn't change their scope at all.
Right, it
They're
changes.
they're kind of waiting on us to work through all of these issues.
Is the traffic here, I don't know if y'all seen it
It's
lately.
terrible.
It is epic. It is the
It is.
second largest used intersection in the entire state.
I
Only
saw
second
that
to Jackson. Isn't that
yesterday.
amazing? So it's very important we get this done.
MDOT
During
comes
Christmas,
along, wants
it's
to
a
build
nightmare.
a pass over there, it's gonna be a mess too.
Yeah.
That's what the city can afford to deal with.
I don't anticipate that anytime soon. Do you?
Well, they did it over in DR.
Well, that's.
They did it pretty quick over there,
I
but
don't
you know.
anticipate that anytime soon. They can't get the one from the interstate to the port. I don't know how they can go.
That's true.
They did get that. Where you got them?
All right, any more discussion on 26? We have a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
While we're on that subject, just quickly, the board probably saw in the newspaper the announcement
did.
that the money had been
I did.
allotted for I-10, including the Bucky's intersection.
That didn't include the, bridge across, did it?
Didn't, there's been suggestions from some of the folks involved in the Bucky's
I
thing
would-
to contact MDOT, see if that money could be used for the interchanges,
the
for
same
the
thing.
county's funding, so with the board's permission, we'll explore those discussions.
Need to look into it.
Absolutely.
We talking about $15 million.
60.
Or 15.
How
Of our
15
15,
for
How
county.
15 million?
They have 60.
It's hard to get it back once you put it out there, but we'll try.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, number 27, order approving the final plat for Sanctuary Trails subdivision. That's Phase 2, located in Section 25, Township 6 South, Range 11 West, Supervisors Voting District 5, First Judicial District, as recommended by Jacqueline Turner, P.E., Harrison County Engineer, and authorizing Board President to execute the same. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. EMA, number 28, order receiving and approving the annual progress report on hazard mitigation and flood plan management for the year 2022 as submitted by EMA Director Matt Stratton. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Anything you want to tell us, Matt?
No, ma'am, this annual report is showing progress on our hazard mitigation plan. We can receive credit on our flood insurance policies under CRS with it.
For last year. You always do it at the end of the year.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 29, order approving the 2023 Emergency Management Performance Grant Work Plan Application, or EMPG grant, designating Matt Stratton, Director of EMA, the applicant agent, and authorizing Board President to execute all necessary documents. Grant reimburses local government for up to 50% of eligible EMA expenses. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion?
Now, Matt, yes, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
You're gonna be the applicant. Is that normal or should it be the board?
That's the normal, yes. So this is our annual renewal of EMPG and how we get up to 50% back from the federal government.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, number 30, 911, emergency communication. Order authorizing and approving a one-year renewal of amendment number 3 to the March 3rd, 2003 land lease and tower access agreement with the city of Biloxi, Mississippi for the Biloxi South Tower site. That's recommended by Harrison County Engineer Communications Commission at their meeting on December 20th, 2022. Motion?
Motion.
Second for discussion. Can you explain this a little bit? It's just,
Yes, ma'am.
this is not what Peter Abide was working on, is it?
No, so this is a one-year extension for our contract with City of Biloxi. They provide the tower that we use to host our system on. It's no cost, one-year extension.
Is there a reason why they went from 5 to 1? Didn't it used to be longer?
So the guidance that I was told is we have to do these contracts concurrently with the board's term.
Gotcha, okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
That makes sense, that's good.
Thank you, Matt. All right, 31, Fire Services, order approving contract between Harrison County and Williams and Associates. Did I miss? Oh, we didn't vote? Sorry.
I think we need, yeah.
All those in favor of number 30, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. 31, order approving contract between Harrison County and Williams and Associates, PA, for the design, bidding, and construction services associated with the Harrison County Traditions Fire Station, and authorizing the board president to execute the same.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion?
It's not under discussion, but not this particular one, but how are we coming along with the Long Beach one?
I haven't checked in with them, and I haven't checked with them within the last month or so, but I'll get back with them. It's moving along just as we expected to, yes, sir. There's not been any issues with it, no, sir.
Good. Okay. It didn't have anything relative to this. On fire.
And what is the projected date for the Tradition Fire Station? Do they have?
It's way too soon to say that,
Yeah.
because I haven't, we're meeting with Mark in the preliminary stuff, because he's got to figure out what we need, and we want to keep the cost reasonable, but we're going to move on as quickly. We're going to be pushing them to get this station built rapidly. I just don't know what the...
Like a year? Like a year? I mean, what's the ballpark?
Yes, ma'am, but understand this, like, the road hasn't even been built yet.
Okay.
I'm gotta wait till some of that gets done, the infrastructure gets done, I'll have a better idea of what we project out. I'd like to see it within 12 months, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this the one with the insurance?
Yes, sir.
Just so the board knows on this contract, we noticed that the insurance coverage for this contract for the architect was $500,000. The building was approximately $2 million. So we entered into discussions with them. They were able to raise their limits to $1 million. So you got a $2 million building, an architect, but the likelihood that the architect commits an act that costs $2 million, that destroys the whole building,
Is rare, yeah.
rare. I don't see that as a great risk. But as long as they got $1 million, that's probably gonna cover whatever risk they would have anyway. But you do have an issue there. There'll be others, obviously, as I pointed out in the past, when we talked about the courthouse case collapse, which you had multiple layers of people that were involved that created the problem. So that what that ended up covering, and that's the same thing here. Ultimately, architects don't have a whole lot of exposure, in my opinion, but they do, just like lawyers, they get named in suits where everybody gets named. But I think we did give them a raise it to $1 million, but the board needs to know that.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye. Motion carries. Number 32, order approving the lowest and best quote purchase to replace 22-year-old hydraulic extraction equipment from our emergency vehicle specialist in the amount of $67,172, payable from account 103-205-922. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Number 33, order voiding PO numbers 277002, 277003, and 277513, and reissuing new POs for the purchase of 3 Ford F-150 trucks for fire services from Jackson Mack Pike Ford due to price increase on equipment and additional option needs. Board of Supervisors approved purchase on 3/14/22, file number 22-0471, and 4/4/22, file number 22-0566, and authorizing transfers as listed. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Oh,
yeah, discussion,
under
sorry.
discussion, that, it was voided, those purchase orders were voided because the prices were wrong. Did the prices increase after the purchase orders were issued?
months.
Okay, I don't
Probably.
understand that. Once that purchase order was issued, which started the purchase, all of a sudden, they raised the prices, so they want you to go back now and change the prices. Tim, I see something wrong with that.
Good point.
Can I say this to you?
Yes, sir.
I would like to take this whole thing and tell them
To lump
to
it.
keep it.
Yeah.
Problem is, I'll be cutting my nose off in spite of my face. What happened here was, we ordered these trucks, they said they got the trucks, they said that Ford in the interim, they couldn't get the trucks that we wanted, the trucks that they got were the trucks that they got, and that if we wanted these trucks, we weren't getting our trucks unless we went with these trucks. It was almost to me like a bait and switch.
Yeah.
But I can't argue with the fact that Ford changed the deal on them during all that time when they had so much trouble getting trucks. We wouldn't get another truck. We would still have to go back to the well and try to find a truck, and we probably wouldn't get it at the price that we're gonna get these. One of the things that happened on here was they had stuff that was on there that we didn't order, but that was stuff we're still gonna need, the running boards that were there. They got the trucks with running boards. We want the running boards, we'll have to pay for it. And so subsequently, there were things on there that we were gonna order third party. We had already planned on ordering third party. They came with the truck, and that's what jacked the truck up. We had a lot of discussion with the folks, and basically, Marlon, where it ended up was, gentlemen, here's what we've got. If you don't want them, let us know. We'll sell them to the next person that's waiting in line, and we'll go down the road. Which, I don't have a good taste in my mouth about this, but from good business, I'm gonna have to spend more, and it's gonna take me another year to get another truck. So, I don't like it, but I'm coming to you saying that my recommendation is that we go with it, we hold our nose and take the medicine as we do it.
And this is a state contract?
Yes,
Is this
yes, sir, it
state
is state contract.
What if you went out straight bids? What if you just bidded those trucks out
I don't think we would get
You
it
don't
at
think you
the,
could do it?
at the price. No, sir.
at that price?
No, sir.
And then the time of getting it, can't get it. And the time of getting, you're still looking at another year.
It just had left, when I read that, it just left a bad taste in my mouth. If I order something and they agree to it at that particular price, and all of a sudden things change, and I realize maybe there are issues with a third party, you know, like Ford Motor Company, I can understand that. It's just something that leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
It may, except let me say this about it, what Pat's explaining is the PO, the purchase order, ordered a truck without running boards on it. What they did is they got a truck in that had running boards on it. And so,
Okay.
that's not the same
Okay.
thing. It's-
So you,
Oh,
okay, so your purchase order did not include those additions that you were talking
We were
about?
ordering those
When you added
separately.
those, that's where the cost changed, price
Yeah,
changed.
So if you try to enforce your POs,
I got you.
The contract,
Okay.
same contract price of the actual vehicle stayed the same. It's the options that.
The
were
options
added
on
to
it,
the-
okay,
that weren't part of the
Right.
PO, that's
okay,
the problem.
got you.
And I can guarantee you that if I
it's better to have running boards for safety.
You need
Well,
it.
yeah,
I mean-
we, the trucks are what we need. There's no question.
And you gotta have those.
Seriously, I've fallen out of trucks before when they were running.
And all the stuff on it is legit. Everything's legit. It's just the way that it was done. And I can assure you that we had, can I say, some spirited discussions with them? Some strong discussions with them, and they understand that we're not happy about it, but we have no choice. Well, we have a choice. We can kill it,
Do it
and
out.
we're at loss.
Either do what they wanna do or do it out.
Yes, sir, exactly. So I hate to come to you with this. I don't like doing business this way. I know you don't like to do business this way, but that's where we're at.
Gotcha.
All right, we have, any more discussion? Those in favor say aye. All right, motion carries. Number 34, Youth Court. Thank you, Pat. Consider approving volunteers, yay, Mr. Ken Timms. He is a retired CV and former contractor. Mr. Warren Dito, they want to supervise and oversee the decking project at Youth Court Family Visitation and Resource Center to be completed by a group of men from Home of Grace of Van Cleve, hand-selected by program coordinator from the Extended Stay Program. Homes of Grace regularly performs volunteer construction labor along the Gulf Coast. Motion?
Motion.
Second discussion. Is Mr. Timms or Mr. Dito construction guys?
They're former CBs. So remember when youth court came to us a while back and wanted, what, $50,000, $30,000 to do that deck? I asked them to get a CB and just pay for the lumber. So looks like the lumber will be about $7,300 and the labor will be free.
If this is Ken Timms, I know he is a contractor.
Okay.
If he's a CB,
I hadn't seen him.
Is that
the real
the
deal.
builders aren't from home
And
right?
Mr. Dito, I'm not
Oh.
sure what they did. He's a good guy.
That's good, I was just checking.
He testified in our annexation case. I assume that's his son, probably. Not Mr.
Dito? No, you talking, they weren't Ditos.
Oh, that's not, oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong dude.
Got the wrong one.
Walmart.
Yeah, that's not them.
I was wondering.
All those in favor, or any discussion? I'm sorry, any more discussion?
Do something. You think, Tim?
Do son. That's good.
Do son.
That's what I was thinking, I'm sorry.
All those in favor, say aye. Motion carries. 35, Fairgrounds, order approving the lowest and best quote due to delivery time frame and quality of product for the purchase and installation of two 18-foot arena ceiling fan kits from Delta T LLC in the amount of $28,292.50 plus $597.63 shipping fee, and approving transfer from account 001-522-641 to 001-522-909. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion.
When it says due to delivery time, it's kind of confusing. Are you saying that there was a lower bid?
You know, I don't know why that's
Yeah,
the
A
word.
lower bid, but we'd have had to
Something.
wait longer to get them?
Yeah, one is 2 weeks and one is 5.
And look, one is
I think.
$14,100 for the two fans.
What would be the lowest bid if we took
And the
the
other one's
extra weeks to wait?
It would be $14,100.
And half.
28, but it's gonna take.
Oh, half?
Half.
I would go with, I would take the extra time. We've been,
I agree.
long.
We've been waiting this
Wait for
long,
another 14.
and it's not summer yet,
Yeah,
and I
it's
wasn't
not.
aware of that, so
Yeah, it's
thank
half.
you.
That's
So
obvious.
we need to vote
That's
this
the way
down
I
and then
read,
vote.
that was obvious.
Well,
Yeah, something ain't right.
I mean, they did ask me if they could pick the lowest and best, because it was gonna take so long to get the other ones, and I told them if that's the
Yeah, but
lowest
it's
and best,
double.
you can do it, but that's up to the board.
Yeah, 1,000 is one thing, but
For the
double?
Yeah,
time,
it's double.
for the difference in the amount and the length of time, take the length to go for the longer time and save the money.
I'm with you.
That's
One of
fine.
these-
All right, I'm withdrawing my
But
motion.
one of these is, I also wanna add to it, one of these are the, not to be vulgar, but the big ass fans.
Which are good, yeah.
Yeah.
One of them's not, so there is a little bit of difference in which fan you're
But
buying.
they're saying it
also.
was
Are we saying the
18.
big derriere fan it costs more?
Yes,
But double, I don't know.
it's up to y'all.
They're both 18 feet ceiling fans. They both have, this one says the lead time's 12 weeks. They'll get here before summer.
Yeah, that's fine. And what about warranty? Did any of them?
I saw
I
something.
wonder if that's the reason.
I don't know. No, the
Mechanical,
horse, I
15
don't
years,
think they
electrical,
use,
7
they don't
years.
use that for the big horse.
Oh, they do use it. They do use the arena because they use
They
it.
do?
They pay for the entire fairground. So we were in a rush hoping to get it before the horse show. That's a good point.
Well,
But it's in February. I don't think we'll be
Yeah, I
hot.
don't think they'll need them. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
I withdraw the motion, then I'll make a substitute to go with this macro or vector cells.
Okay, we have a motion to go with the less expensive fans.
Professional opinion.
what professional opinion?
Somebody that says what you need.
Well, I assume by that whoever developed the,
Yeah, Shannon looked into everything.
Yeah, she's,
Let
that they
me,
did that.
let me say this in defense.
The specifications, they
Yeah.
looked into
First
the
thing that
specifications.
the board may recall, I think this was on the agenda just to purchase. They had one quote from Big Ass Fan.
that's, that's the name of it?
And so when I saw that, I said, wait a minute, what, they called it a sole source. When I went and looked at it, I found other fans that were similar. So I said, y'all gonna have to get another quote. So they went and got another quote. That's how that happened. Not because they wanted to get it, because I thought they had to get it, because there was other fans.
But the difference
And
is
looking
so
at these two
much.
different fans, I will say the Big Ass Fan looks like it's a more substantial product than
From the picture.
the second one, so, now they both have the warranty is close on both of
It's
them.
the same.
15 years electrical, 7 years, 15 years factory install, labor, 1 year. And the cheaper fan is 15 years mechanical, 7 years electrical, 1 year labor, so similar warranties. But it's up to the board as to which one you wanna buy. If you wanna wait and talk to the one that talked to, because I've seen the big ass fan, but I don't know what the differences are between the two. Let somebody come from Fairgrounds and say which one's better. As they asked me, I do think you have the option, if one is 2 weeks to deliver, and one is 3 months to deliver. There's an option that could be the lowest and best bid, even though it's higher in price.
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
This
Again,
one's
remind me,
2
how
weeks.
much if we take a
12
longer
weeks.
time frame, how long is it? How long would be
12
the?
weeks.
12 weeks?
12 weeks
2
would
weeks.
be,
How much?
12 weeks versus
Less
2
than
weeks.
3 months.
12 weeks.
15
Have
days.
it by
January,
March.
February, March.
That's 3, yeah, that's 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months, we talking about January, February, March.
Yeah, that sounds.
that's fine with me, if y'all
I
want to do
just can't
that.
see paying double. I don't know, I must be missing something.
The difference in the amount
Is
concerns me
substantial.
for that.
My concern is, I don't know which one of these fans are better. The reason they went and got another quote is because I said, this is not a sole source, you need to get another
Delay
quote.
in time still.
I don't know if these are the same fans, and so if somebody's from the fairgrounds thinks that they need to come and explain, I don't want the board to make a decision based on my instructions.
Timmy, are you familiar? I'm
Maybe,
sorry.
Tim, I have
Yeah, Tim, are you
look at
familiar with-
specifications, but the specifications, I'll assume that the bids, you go out with specifications.
I will say one thing that I had, before Mr. Holloman got the information and reviewed it, I had discussed it with Shannon and Greg, and the, big ass fans, as they call it. They were the better ones and lasted a lot longer that they've discussed with other fairgrounds and areas around, where the fans they've got now, they said, you know, they were supposed to be good, but they weren't, and they don't last nearly as long and don't put out the same air.
But the warranty's what?
It's the same.
Warranties
It's
were
the
the same.
So.
The warranty on the fans are the
Right.
same.
One may be made.
I saw Tim Smith shaking his head yes,
Yeah.
so you agree with that? I mean, I do know that the big.
I have most of them big ass fans in all the work centers.
You do.
Very good fans, move a lot of air. I have some big ones, I have some small ones.
But are you familiar with this
It's
other
worth the
company?
wait, because and it's worth the price, they're good fans.
It's
Yeah.
double.
I looked at this and I saw just a visual difference in the way the fans look from a, you know, you go in, you look at a wrench, and there's a cheap one and there's a good one, you can buy
Kinda
the
look
cheap one,
at
but
it,
it'd be
yeah.
They do
great.
the same thing.
I know
Yeah,
that they're
but
great.
if Timmy spent more money because he thought it was better, I mean,
I didn't want the board to make a decision
I think
based on
you
mine,
brought one. People want it.
just wanting them to get a second quote for comparison purposes. That's my point. They did say these are better fans.
could I ask y'all could I make a motion to wait
Yeah.
a week to table
Sure.
it so I can
Yeah,
really
let's
look
table
into
it.
it?
I'm with you.
Because
Somebody
I
look at
didn't
it
know
and
it was
make a
double in
recommendation.
price.
That sounds good. Do we need a
Yeah, just wait.
motion or we?
Can I make a motion as president?
Yeah. Motion to table.
My only
Motion to
question
table,
was,
have a
was it a sole
second?
source or not, and I don't think it is. That's why the second
Motion
quote came up.
second.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Thank you. I didn't hear.
Yes.
All those in favor to table that till next week?
Aye.
Thank you.
I just
Okay.
thought when I read that.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Oh, the other ones are coming from China.
That's
Slow
what I
boat.
deal
That's why
with
it's
when I
15
order
weeks.
stuff. If it's a long period of time, it's coming over.
And we're not sure 12 weeks then.
Yep.
Doesn't say that.
All right, 36, mosquito control. Order approving traveling county vehicle for Gene Fayard and Joe Dobson, mosquito control, to attend the 2023 Mid-Atlantic Mosquito Control Education and Training and FMCA Fly-In Workshop to be held January 9th through the 13th, 2023 in Savannah, Georgia. I'm sorry, estimated cost $1,270.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 37, order accepting the lowest and best bid for road equipment, Group 1, received from Empire Motor Sales LLC in the total amount of $122,564 for the purchase of one 2024 Freightliner 114 SD tractor truck to pull dump trailers payable from account 150-300-916. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That's the expensive way to pull a dump truck.
Motion carries. 38, order accepting the lowest and best bid for Road Equipment Group 2 received from Mark Wright Lines MRL Equipment Company, Inc. in the total amount of $756,725 for the purchase of one 2023 Peterbilt 520 with MRL ThermoPro 8000 payable from account 160-360-916. Motion?
Motion.
Second. Tim, is this a striping thing?
This is our state-of-the-art thermo striping bridge. We've been-
Just totally new, Tim, even the piping and everything.
The whole deal, it's
Good.
state-of-the-art. Yes, sir.
Thank you for saying
All right, all those in favor,
Go for it.
say aye.
We need to be careful of the wear and tear on that thing.
It actually come in cheaper than what I thought it would be.
Wow.
that.
They need some striping and go.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the table. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Senior Resources, number 39, order approving out-of-state travel is listed. Looks like field trips, January 11th, 2023 for Social Senior Center to Lambert's Cafe and Old Time Pottery Store in Foley. And then on the 26th of this month, East Biloxi Senior Center to the Infinity Space Center and Copeland's Restaurant in Slidell. And on January 30th, our Deauville seniors are going to Bucky's Travel Center and Lambert's Cafe in Robertsdale and Foley, Alabama. Motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Number 40, zoning. Order concurring with the Planning Commission's decision to approve case file 2212HC207 for zoning map amendment filed by Edward Resch and Neil Resch, requesting approval to change the zoning district classification of a 5.2 acre parcel of land as shown on this site plan. The property is currently zoned as A1 General Agriculture District. The request is to change the zoning classification to E1 Very Low Density Residential District for the purpose of building a house. The subject property is located at 21800 Blackwell Farm Road. The ad valorem tax parcel number is 1003-17-002-000, Supervisor District 1. Motion?
Motion, second discussion, Madam President.
Yes.
The quickest way to handle this.
I'll second it.
Beverly says. You can't do both.
Rather than reading each one of those, generally we let the representative from the zoning office
Oh,
discuss
hello,
those.
new representative.
We can expedite it rather than reading each one.
Yes, ma'am.
New zoning director.
Welcome, everyone. Eric Nolan, our new zoning administrator.
Zoning recommends concurrence with the Planning Commission recommendations for items 40 through 44. Nothing of big consequences. Rezoning to build houses, rezoning to correct zoning for an existing house, subdivision to build 3 new houses on a family-owned property, and the others pretty mundane.
Who made the motion?
I'll make it.
Beverly, want to include the motion for the others as well,
Yes.
Through number 44.
Through number 40.
through number 44. Gotcha. And I think I second that.
You made the motion to select.
No, I
And I
did.
second.
I said if somebody would make a motion, I second.
Oh, I missed that part.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Number 45.
Madam President,
Yes.
since we're on zoning, if I may,
Yes.
the ad in today's paper that was about a quarter of a page long, you want to talk about that?
Not really, but I will. That was an item that was on the Planning Commission agenda before I was hired on. After looking through the recommendation changes to the cannabis cultivation and the dispensaries, It was contrary to what the board had already recommended back in March, so I actually pulled it off the agenda. It will not come back on the agenda prior to, we may do a public hearing, but that's gonna be down the road because this ordinance was contrary to what y'all had already approved.
Didn't we already have a
We
public
had
hearing?
discussions.
I thought this was kind of.
From what I looked in March, y'all had a very heated discussion.
I don't think you would have a public hearing until
We
you know the
did.
board.
Yeah, we did not have a public hearing.
Agree
don't
with
need one.
That's gonna be way down the road.
But you don't.
You shouldn't hold one until you know the board is gonna approve it, because the board has to approve the zoning, any zoning changes. So let
I
the
thought
board
we.
determine whether or not a public hearing is necessary or not.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to clarify that because I've already got a phone call.
I didn't know that. Number 44, oh wait, did we vote? Yeah. Okay. 44, order concurring with the planning commission's
No, we going to 45.
45, thank you. Personnel, order approving payment of claims listed to be paid from tort account.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 46, order concurring with the county administrator on employment as listed and as on file with the payroll clerk and personnel human resources department. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 47, order spreading upon the minutes the personnel changes of the sheriff's office as listed and as on file with the payroll clerk and personnel human resources department. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 48, order waiving insurance waiting period for Eric Nolan, zoning administrator. Motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion?
That's how we get that.
All those in favor say aye.
That's why I got here today.
Purchasing Department, 49, order accepting the lowest and best bid from Alltech Industries, Inc. in the amount of $198,976. Pre-option does not include extended warranty or prepaid maintenance service agreement. Pricing is included in bid documents. Pricing for one 2025 My Alltech AT41M bucket truck as recommended by the Facilities and Maintenance Director and Purchase Clerk, and authorizing a budget amendment to 001-158-918 for the estimated difference of $18,976. Motion?
Motion.
Second, is this to replace lights?
Willie?
What's that?
What's this truck for?
There's our bucket truck that we use for traffic lights and orchard rig, IT, everything.
Is that replacing the older one?
We're replacing the one that got wrecked a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 50, order accepting the lowest and best bid received from Magnolia Data Solutions in the amount of 23 cents per pound for the HCBC 2023 collection and disposal of household electronic waste, HCBC 2023 Bring It event as recommended by our purchase clerk. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 51, order accepting the lowest and best bid received from Complete Environmental in the amounts as bid and rejecting the unopened bid from Clean Earth due to late arrival time on 12/15/22 at 1:02 p.m. by the Chancery Clerk's Office for collection and disposal of household hazardous waste 2023's Bring It event as recommended by the purchase clerk. HCBC 2023 Bring It event is scheduled for Saturday, April 22nd of this year. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. 52, order approving low quote purchase from Champion Dodge of a 2022 Dodge 2500 at a cost of $56,824 payable from 097-287-91 and authorizing the county administrator to transfer funds in the amount of $6,824 from 097-287-556 to 097-287-915 for the same. Motion?
Motion.
Second discussion, that's you, right, Matt?
Yes, sir. This is for emergency communications. We have an old truck, over 200,000 miles, needs to be replaced. We did budget for it, but the cost of the vehicle is more than we budgeted for, which is why the transfer is necessary.
And a truck that size is necessary?
Yes, sir.
So where, you're transferring funds from where to?
It's from another line item under emergency communications. And
In your budget, though?
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
This is not a state contract, this is not a state contract, right?
No.
So do you have to bid it out?
It's in excess of $50,000. Am I missing something?
You need another quote, cause it's over.
25, you got two quotes, they got two quotes there, but
Oh, I
it's
see.
$50,000.
That would be a bid.
I said, okay, I'm sorry, my brain's going back to the old days. They raised it. Okay.
Do you see
At
a
least I
second one?
remember.
I don't see the second. All I see
What
is
you
the dollars.
reminded, like, it's like me, Tim, once I'm reminded, I remember.
That's right. Well, I remember the old.
But I only see the Dodge Champion on here.
We don't see the second bid.
It's attached, it's attached behind, it's behind the champion.
It's not too
Oh,
It's not separate, it's attached.
Ray Brand, it's much
Ray,
lower.
well, they had the Ray brand and.
Yeah, Brand was
It's
58,080.
gotcha, I'm
just
sorry,
know
it's
all
broke
that.
down.
You got, it was like 3 of them actually.
Gotcha.
All right, any further discussion? We have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am. Recognize the sheriff as he reports on the number of persons currently housed in Harrison County Jail facilities and other matters. Sheriff?
Currently, we have 742, 38 misdemeanors, 96 females, 69 that have cleared state arrest, and 35 federal inmates.
Thank you. I'll just move on, right? No vote on that, okay. Order authorizing the board president to sign the Mississippi Development Authority Gulf Coast Restoration Fund request for cash for services dated October 7th, 2022 through November 2nd, 2022. Motion?
Motion.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
This is just reimbursing.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
55, motion carries. 55, order approving the purchase of 12 Armor Express Razor Level 2 bulletproof vest and 2 Armor Express Overt Carrier System mole carrier from Mississippi Police Supply at a total cost of $6,547.40 per state contract number 8200065170, payable from 001-200-613. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. 56, order approving low quote purchase from Can't Be Beat Fence for a 20-foot cantilever gate at the Harrison County Law Enforcement Training Academy in the amount of $12,082.54, payable from 001-200-902, and authorizing county administrator to transfer funds from 001-200-581. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 57, order adjudicating the board president's signature on executed documents for uninsured motorist and terrorism insurance coverage. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion. Why is this all by itself? What is, anybody?
It's adjudicated. I'm assuming it was due before the end of the year,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, it was deadline.
Okay, it was the deadline. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. 58, order authorizing disposal of assets per attached list and authorizing the inventory clerk to remove the same from inventory. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 59, order declaring the following asset as a surplus per attached letter from the Second Circuit Court District Attorney's Office, authorizing said department to transfer asset to the county and authorizing the inventory clerk to add the same to county inventory. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Number 60, order approving mileage reimbursement for in-county travel for the following employees. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. 61, order authorizing the county administrator to apply for the Local Assistance and Tribal Consistency Fund, LACCF, in the amount of $412,653.10. $206,326.55 were allocated for Harrison County for the year 2022 and for this year 2023 to be used for any eligible governmental use and for matching funds except for lobbying, and authorizing the county administrator to draw said funds down. Motion?
Motion.
Second. Discussion. I don't know if I'm confusing this, Tim, or not, but does Harrison County have any tribal land?
I don't
Where
even know
is
what
it?
the heck it is, to be honest with you.
John said yeah, but
This is an allocation from, the CARES Act, that they allocated some of this money, so this money is already set aside for Harrison County. The board just has to
I
authorize.
know, and I read about it, but it's for tribal.
Yeah, why do we qualify?
And I,
Choctaw.
that's new to them. They're not in Harrison County.
Choctaws?
I got one
No, they're in Philadelphia.
I actually do have 1% American, and I was shocked. It was in my DNA, in my
This-
23andMe.
I'm just curious.
They did an allocation percentage, and that's the amount that was allocated to Harrison County. I don't know
Yeah.
the rationale on how they did that allocation, but it's money that we're eligible to
What
get.
restrictions are attached
Yeah,
attached to it, Jennifer? What restrictions on the use of it?
You can
Is there
use it for
any
any
restriction?
generally allowed governmental purpose, except lobbying.
Well, that could be
So
anything.
if
could
we
build
need to
roads
use
or
it for
anything.
a match for Landon Road widening project, or
Yes.
What did-
a piece of equipment.
Buy fans with it, like John said.
Well, I know, but I read something from NATO that it had to do with tribal.
I can send you the
I was just
information.
curious. See, what's on the back of is just on a piece of two white plain papers with the counties and the amount, but I'm telling you, what I saw from NACO was specific about you had to have tribal lands. And we don't have tribe, not in Harrison County.
I can find more information and email it
I
to
mean,
you
I'm
all.
fine with it. It's
I was gonna
free
say,
money.
Are you saying that this is for matching funds?
No, no, sir.
I'm just talking
According
about
to
how
the
we-
little it can be used for any governmentally allowed purpose,
Purpose, except for lobbying.
except for lobbying.
That's fantastic.
Cool with me, I'm just curious how we got it.
And it says only about half of it is for 2022 to 2023, so the other half we would get next year?
Well, it's allotted over the 2-year period, so when she goes in to draw it down, she might be able to draw down the full amount since we're in 23 now.
Gotcha. Okay, that's even better. All right, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. 62, Comptroller, order authorizing the transfer in the amount of 1.25 million from the County Port B and I, B and 1 or B and I? B and I, Sinking Fund 260-900-950 to the Capital Project Road Fund 301-000-387 as 1/2 of the annual paving allocation for year 2023. Motion?
Motion.
Second discussion, is this money going into the paving fund?
Yes, sir.
Good.
We budgeted 2.5 million, and then we're transferring this half.
Good, I got some roads.
Yeah, me too. All right, all those in favor, I'm sorry, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. 63, order authorizing the reimbursement to the road fund 150-000-360 in the amount of $271.23 payable from 001-522-581 for road grading work performed at the fairgrounds. Detail is attached. Motion?
Motion.
Second discussion, that'll keep you from going into the red, huh, Tim?
$271.
Might buy a little bit of fuel, not even the whole tank.
You know, if it's road grading, you may not have to reimburse the road department for it. If it's actual road.
If it's
work,
actual road, huh?
Even if it's
inside the fairground?
Yes. I mean, that,
Even if it's not a road?
you generally can't use road funds for anything other than roads. Is
But
it
I don't-
not a road?
I don't,
Well,
It's in the arena.
yeah,
It's
it's
a
the
arena.
arena.
Oh,
it's
inside.
not a road.
Oh.
It's
so
a
not
The
arena.
road guys did the work.
Okay,
Right.
I'm sorry. It said road grading. I just
That's
assumed
what it
that.
says.
But if there's roads inside.
It was arena grading.
There's a road to the arena.
I don't think that requires
We just
reimbursement.
need to reword that.
If it's a road.
That's
For
okay.
Right.
arena.
Well, it's arena.
Just
That's
put
different.
arena.
Take the road out of
Just
there.
take
Yeah.
road out before
Just
grading.
for grading work.
For grading, yeah.
Okay, let's change it.
All right, all those in favor say aye. 63, motion carries. Chancery Clerk, number 64, order settling salaries for Harrison County Court and Youth Court judges pursuant to Mississippi Code 9-9-11 and 25-3-353, effective January 1st, 2023.
Motion.
Second,
Is this
that's
correct this time?
Yeah,
That's that.
I know,
but is it right?
but it's right. Thank you.
Was it ever wrong? I'm sorry. As soon as it's right, we didn't put an amount in here.
Yeah.
I read it, but I don't know exactly what the amount is.
Good question.
When was it wrong? That's
But
last
there's
year?
nothing on here that tells us.
Doesn't tell us the amount, so
She's talking about the justice court issue.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
Oh, that's,
I'm just double
That's
checking.
different.
that's different. I'm
But this
sorry.
don't really say anything.
Why don't you table this and let's get the specific amount? I thought it was in there in the backup.
No,
No, there's no backup. You sent it to me, I looked at it, but I don't remember the amount.
Backup is not in there because of the salaries, but I printed.
Yeah, we don't put it for the public, but I told, we were supposed to send the board exactly what.
We emailed.
Huh?
We
In the
emailed it.
email we sent, included the amount. Y'all open your email?
well, it's
That's
better
all I
to
do,
attach
yeah,
it
see
because it
should
is,
be on here.
I don't think
Well,
it should be private,
all the
it's
rates,
public
salaries,
knowledge.
As payroll clerk, the board has always agreed that you don't put everybody's salaries on the agenda. If there's a public record, if you wanna know, people can ask for it, but if you put it on the website or wherever, you're having problems with people outside of this county, out of this country, that are looking at this.
Gotcha.
And it's a personal, to me, it's personal. And then you have departments seeing who got a raise and who's getting money, and then you start having.
But if it's legislative, and with all due
Well,
respect, I
mean,
don't really
it's up to
care,
you.
but if
I
it's
mean, if you want to spread
legislative,
on the minutes,
Yeah.
what they make, I'm glad to do that. I mean, submit it next time.
It doesn't matter to me, I just had a question.
Y'all can approve it and we'll
Just
get
make
the
sure it's
email and
right.
make sure y'all know exactly what it is.
I think it's
When it's
125.
the statute, I can understand how y'all didn't, if y'all read it, you would be confused, because it goes. The email told the amount, we had it highlighted, how much money. Yeah, it was highlighted in the statute. We'll send you an email and make sure you know exactly.
it's just a percentage not to exceed.
No, you have to follow what the circuit court judges get
That's what
and the
I'm telling you.
chancellor. Then the county court judges are entitled.
To a percent.
Not a
to-
percentage, it's-
Not a percentage of it, but not to exceed a certain percentage of it.
The legislature, as they usually do, they don't draft these where they're clear, but it will say like 90% of what the circuit judges.
Perfect example.
So you have to go find out what the circuit judge is, because it doesn't say that in the same.
That's right.
Everything is in that email highlighted, the circuit court judges. Am I correct, Andy?
Yes, I just pulled it up.
I mean, we can hand it to you right now if you like, and I get Tanya to walk it over here. Is it all like that? No, you get Tanya to walk that over here for all the board. We can send it to you. Resend it. I already did it. I already sent it.
Look, he'll like it.
Any further
The
discussion?
board's in agreement with it right now as it is. But you're saying they didn't get it. No, they didn't. I didn't say that. No. So you're gonna send it? I got it. I don't know if the board got it or not. Yeah, we sent it to. Okay, I'm sorry, Madam President.
She was just curious because
We're
it's
trying
not
to do
on
our
here.
job, but.
No, it's totally fine. And well, the next one, well, we'll vote on that. Do you wanna just approve it and then
You can
we'll?
approve it, and so the board knows, we'll send a specific email that says this is what it will be. Or rather, we already got an email, we'll find it, and resend it, so y'all got it. And we'll resend it to everybody, please. Thank you.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Number 65, same thing, but order setting salary for Harrison County prosecuting attorney pursuant to Mississippi Code of 1972, 25-3-9I, effective January 1st, 2023. Motion,
Motion.
Second.
discussion.
Madam President, I can tell you more about this. The prosecutor did put this in his budget at the budget hearing, and he did present this new set amount.
Yeah.
So he did inform in a letter to the county administrator and to the budget.
And again, this is legislative, so all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 66, order approving payment of the following claims. Motion,
Motion.
Second.
discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 67, order authorizing issuance of duplicate warrant for $908.57 to Sparklight per certificate and affidavit filed with the Chancery Clerk. Motion,
Motion.
Second.
Second.
discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 68, resolution appointing Eric Nolan, April Thomas, Teresa Hydrick, and Christine Dugan as zoning officers pursuant to section 1400 of the Harrison County zoning ordinance to have all of the powers and duties set forth in section 1400 et seq of said ordinance, together with all other powers and duties granted to a zoning officer by Harrison County ordinances. Motion?
Motion.
Second. What is it?
Yeah, what is
Some
it?
kind of a term.
It's Latin. Oh, in sequence.
I knew it meant something.
Section
To continue.
1400 and what appears after that, et sec. We call it et sec,
Et sec.
Latin for and sec.
I'm just like,
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 69, order approving temporary telecommunication facility lease agreement with Cellular South Real Estate, Inc. for real property located at 10450 Lamy Bridge Road in D'Iberville. Motion,
Motion.
second.
discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 70, order approving the City of D'Iberville's temporary use of county equipment needed to assist in hosting the annual North Bay Mardi Gras Parade on February 19th, 2023, pursuant to the terms of the interlocal governmental cooperation agreement between the City of D'Iberville and Harrison County. Motion,
Second.
discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 71, order approving travel, per diem, mileage, and lodging for Constable Alan Weatherford to attend the Mississippi Constable Board meeting to be held on January 27th, 2023 in Vicksburg. Motion,
Motion.
Second.
discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 72, order approving a memorandum of understanding with the Mississippi Department of Mental Health for the delivery, training, distribution, storage, deployment, and reporting of Narcan. Motion,
Motion.
Second.
any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Order adjudicating the employment of Tim C. Holloman and Boyce Holloman and Associates to represent Harrison County and A. Norris Hopkins Jr. and Hopkins Barvey and Hopkins PLLC to represent the Harrison County Sheriff's Department in the matter of Owen and Owen PLLC on behalf of Michael Dennis Crabtree against Harrison County and the Harrison County Sheriff's Department. Motion,
Before you vote on the motion, can you add in authorizing and denying the claim of Michael Dennis Crabtree based on exemption from the Mississippi Tort Claims Act?
I make a motion including council's addition.
Second.
any further discussion?
It's exempt under the Tort Claim Act, law, what we call the law enforcement exemption. So we might as well go ahead and deny it.
Yeah.
So we'll copy it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 74, order approving the waiver of rental fees required for Community Action of South Mississippi to host a community information workshop on January 4th and 5th of this year at the Isaiah Fredericks Community Center. Motion,
Motion.
Second.
any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 75, order authorizing a 65% down payment in the amount of $906.75 due upon receipt of purchase order to Megatronic Security, Inc. for security system at the Good Deeds Community Center, payable from 001-510-641. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 76, order authorizing entry into agreed declaratory judgment in City of Biloxi, Mississippi et al. Versus Harrison County, Mississippi et al. Case number 22-249004, and authorizing the board attorney to execute the same on behalf of the Harrison County, Mississippi, Harrison County Tax Assessor, and Harrison County's tax collector as necessary. Motion?
Motion.
Before
Second
you
discussion.
move on that, can you change that, the word authorizing to adjudicating the entry and execution? Because we already signed it.
Does the motion reflect that?
It went faster than I thought.
Order
Now, this is not,
adjudicating.
is this about the power lines?
That's
Power line
power.
tax, power
So
line.
this is what Peter A. was referring to?
Yes,
Okay.
you got pushed along faster than I anticipated.
Okay.
The judge actually has already entered the judgment, and it will be on the next agenda for the board to.
Are y'all familiar?
To authorize, yeah. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 77, order adjudicating and authorizing expenditures as listed below as necessary to advertise and bring into favorable notice the opportunities, possibilities, and resources of Harrison County, Mississippi, including the county logo being displayed along with link displayed to the Harrison County online at https://harrisoncountymS.gov in order to provide access to the public of the resources of Harrison County, payable from 002-100-522. Motion?
Motion.
Oh, should I have read the 1500?
Second.
No.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion, all those opposed?
No.
Motion carries. I guess I should start saying opposed too. I thought they just said yeah. Okay. Mr. Holloman.
I don't think I have anything with the board has any questions about the things.
No, it isn't.
Mr. Nick Adams.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Dr. Ladner.
No, thank you. Nothing.
Supervisor
I don't have
Jones.
anything.
Okay. And Eric, I just have a little happy photographs to give to you of something on West Wortham Road, and that's all I have. I'll give it to you after. Supervisor Martin?
I had something, but I left my agenda at home and I don't remember, so I'll bring it up to you. I want to say it was the, crap, but I'll just bring it back to you. Okay.
Sheriff?
No,
All right. Well, I guess that's it.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
I think you got.
Wait.
Can
I approach you?
Yes, of course. And I love your hair, ma'am.
Don't encourage her, Rebecca.
I love it too. Don't encourage her.
She'll want it blue next week.
Good. She's got fire. I love
Matches
it.
her outfit.
Yeah, do you do that every time you change clothes?
I love it too. I'm with you.
Happy New Year, everyone.
New Year. Just state your name and address, please.
My name is Piper Teston. I have two addresses, but the one I want to discuss with you is at 10095 Willow Leaf Drive, Gulfport, 39503.
Let me write that
What was the
down.
name again?
Piper Teston.
No,
T-E-S-T.
street, I'm sorry.
Oh, Willow Leaf Drive.
Okay.
Where is the?
Yeah, but where exactly? Which district? Or where are you?
This is the Magnolia Springs subdivision off of Canal.
Okay, so my district. Okay.
All right, I don't know if y'all are aware, maybe I'm knocking on the wrong door, but I was told that you all are the folks to talk to about the road that I specifically live on.
Is it in the county or city?
Yeah, it
Well,
depends on where in Canal Road.
Mr. Troy's people patrol out there, so
All right,
I
it's in the
think
county then. I see.
So it's the county. Okay.
Magnolia Springs subdivision.
You're in the
that's
right
D.R. Horton's home. There's a cemetery right there, off the canal. And Mom, what's the, main Hutter?
The sheriff's office is out here, something.
I've knocked on 3 different doors about this. I've talked to D.R. Horton. I've seen a couple of county trucks out there looking at the road. I call y'all scratch foremen when you scratch and you look and nothing happens. It's been a year and 5 months. And I'll pass these around for y'all to see. My pictures aren't that great, but you'll get the gist of it. Where I live with my best friend, my mom, my roomie, there's 21, well she is, there's 21 homes on this cul-de-sac. Our road is the only road that looks like this. It's a safety hazard.
So it needs paving.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, worse than paved.
Give me that, and I'm gonna talk to our illustrious road manager. And
I think y'all.
It's a safety issue.
We don't need.
Let me go to the chase. I'm not real familiar with it, but I know Jackie and Tim are, and they're aware of this, and I think there's a process that y'all are working on to have these things repaired.
There is, and, they had some failures with the base and there was no good explanation for why. And we had some testing labs come out and sort it out, test out what options there were to repair it. We have an in-writing agreement where they cannot get another CO in the next phase until all of this is fully repaired and paved. And so it should be finished, I think, within the next 60 to 90 days.
Who's supposed to do it?
TL Horton.
They are, it's the developers.
It's Horton's contractor,
I was
John,
going
his name's Tracy, LJ Construction is their contractor, and they got into a battle with the paving contractor and with the contractor and with the developer, and we've been sorting this out for a number of months. We do have that plan in place, and they have contracts signed to have it paved, so I think once Warren and everybody get back up and rolling in the beginning of the year. it should be-
You understand what she's saying?
I hear, but I've been told several different versions for a year and
So
5
this is the
months.
bottom line. The county can't do anything to a road by law until we take it. And we haven't taken it because it's their responsibility until they finish building. We're not gonna let them build and mess up the roads. We're not gonna take it until it's done. So it's
Understood.
their authority. They have to do it, but we are on them to do it. Does that make sense?
We're in effect forcing the contract.
Yes and no. The developer, all right, I understand what you're saying. All of these homes are occupied, okay? My little cul-de-sac has been occupied since July, August last year. No more construction. Just on these 21 homes here, that's $5.5 million. That's pretty good tax lick. I don't think anybody should have to traverse this daily.
Is there, let me ask.
I mean, it's horrible. And you can't
Let
walk it.
Supervisor Martin speak to our attorney and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Y'all wouldn't want to do this every day. I know you ladies wouldn't.
But I just wanted to ask our attorney, is there any way that we could actually fix it and then have them reimburse us?
Problem,
Is there an issue with that?
I think I'm all right. This is the one where the developer who builds the homes, who develops it, is allowed to sell homes and get occupancy permits subject to a bond that he will finish the roadways. The county has not accepted these roadways. They are actually not public roadways yet. Because they're not public roadways yet, county can't spend public funds on them.
Can we put a deadline for them to?
I admire your answer here, but if they're not a public roadway, how are school buses picking up children on these roadways? Excuse me, I'm just,
I can't go through all the debate
how does
about-
Mr. Troy's troops come out and patrol?
Well, we still have law enforcement authority over it. The school bus has to pick up school children. I'm sure they don't like it. This is a situation where we have two choices. The county has two choices. You either tell developers, you're not gonna sell any houses until the roads are completely built out and accepted by the county. In other words, nobody would be able to buy a home. And this was done before this board was there. The subdivision regulations permit them to apply, and they actually put up a bond that when they get through with the building, the problem is they're building other homes, and so they finish these roads without the final layer of asphalt.
I understand.
But can we not put it?
I understand what they're
Yeah,
doing.
we could address it again with them. I thought
They
we had
want
it.
to play games so they finish their second.
I understand, we're not giving them any more COs, which they're not gonna be able to make any more money.
And this is the only road in this subdivision like this, is where we reside on this cul-de-sac. If it's dark, it's not
I understand. I don't
which
blame
hole
you.
you're gonna hit, it's when you're gonna hit it.
I
So-
thought there were several roads out there, Jackie.
There are
That is by far. the
No,
this is
worst
the
one.
only
There-
one.
There are
There
two
are
other
others as well.
areas, yeah, there are two other areas that had base failures, but nowhere to the extent of
That's
that.
right.
I mean,
road at all.
try getting
And
your
So
vehicle in
we
there.
agree with you, ma'am. We
And we do have a
100% agree.
resolution in
And
there.
we're gonna get it done. We don't need more
Let me
proof.
ask you this, to help with this. I'm not prepared to go in and pave that road and then fight the contractor for the money and everything. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's their responsibility, not the taxpayers at this point. However, is there some way we could get them to go in and do some minor repair,
We-
gravel?
Put a deadline on it.
We do,
Something?
and we do have in writing with the deadline, I think we approved it in November, I don't remember which meeting it was, but you recall when we went, you and I went out there, and
Yeah,
looked, I
that's
wanna
all.
say in November,
Yeah,
and we did not approve the Phase 6 Magnolia Springs plat without them committing in writing with a deadline, I just don't remember what that date is off the top of my head.
but they do have a deadline to
They do
meet,
have a deadline, and it should be on the minutes at this point.
and we're not issuing any more COs.
Right.
In other words, they won't be able to sell another house until they fix what they've got,
Fixing
that's
the
what we
roads.
told them. And so that was an effort to make them do what they're supposed to do.
The question
So
that
the problem, there's multiple problems. People buy homes in a subdivision, they know when they buy it, the roads are not complete, because you can see they're not complete. But then the developer doesn't do what he's supposed to, so the board gets caught betwixt and between.
Sure.
Y'all wanna buy the homes, and I'm not blaming it on you, it's the developer's fault.
Right, and we've
They
had this
gotta do
problem with
what they're
other
supposed to do.
subdivisions.
Sure, Counselor, I understand, but
And so
they asphalted the new plat that they're gonna start building on. They had no problems doing that.
That's right.
Well, that may be the next step.
They
Tell
put
them.
they put the first layer in the new section
Don't
so
give
they
them
could
a
get
CO.
that plat. So they have the first layer there, they have the first layer in this phase and in phase 4.
Was
And they
this
have to
totally built
finish.
out?
Yes, this has
Yes,
been
they-
totally
they
built
are
out for a year
committed
and
to
5 months.
finishing The final layer on all of those, including the repair work on those potholes, before they can get a CO in phase 6.
Jackie, is there any indication that you have a base failure there? Did we not monitor
Initially, there
that?
was, there was, and we cannot figure out why. We've gone in and tested it, and we've done bores on it, they've done bores on it. We just have not been able to figure out why that one failed the way it did.
There's no springs or anything under there? you
It's
think?
Magnolia Springs, they're all over.
Yeah,
Why it happened right there, we just have not been able to identify.
As in, right here, in this patch, I was there when it happened. I seen who did it.
What do you think did it?
It was the developer, when he was grading. I mean, I seen him with the skid steer and he just tore it all up. So whatever story is being told, I know you all weren't on site. I was there
We had
physically.
people on site, that's how they build a road, they tear it all up and then come back in.
No, all these homes were occupied and they had a problem behind somebody's home. And when they pushed all the dirt and everything forward onto this
It should
roadway.
not have failed for them doing that is the point. That
Well,
should
when
have-
you have your
But they,
nose down with your skid steer, you're gonna.
I know it. Okay, ma'am, thank you
Okay,
so much.
I
You
appreciate
weren't on the
y'all. I
agenda,
just hope that
so-
y'all take a look at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Glad we got to hear from you. We'll definitely,
we're aware of that.
Why don't we invite the developer to the next board meeting?
let's do that.
That would be a novelty.
You wanna come?
I'd like that.
yeah.
I
We
do.
We'll come
invite the
back.
developer to the next board meeting to explain why he had paved those roads
Okay,
where
yes.
it's fully built out.
Should be.
Yeah, I say, let's invite him. Y'all come back to you here.
Come next
I will,
Monday.
y'all, and I'm sorry I'm
Biloxi.
passionate about this
No, I
because,
don't blame you.
I shouldn't have to pay as
We
much as I
understand.
paid.
For
And
sure.
have my cars beat up and whatnot.
All right, so next, Monday at 9:30 at Biloxi Courthouse, we're gonna invite the developer, if you'd like to
Alright.
be there.
You might wanna check with us, make sure that
Make sure they're coming.
they're coming, so we don't waste you going all the way to Biloxi. Just,
Yeah,
you can shoot me an email or Jackie an email or Rebecca an email and
yeah.
just
I gave it.
ask if they are coming in fact.
Sounds
So you
good.
want to come down there. If they don't come to that meeting, we'll give them another meeting.
Give them fair warning that there's a barracuda on the hunt. All right, y'all. I
All right,
appreciate
before
it.
An extra pair of pants.
There you go.
But you choose it.
Before we adjourn, Supervisor Martin does have
I
one thing.
found the information, I apologize. It's $250 for advertised county resources for Jubilee Havens event on January 28th at the Croc Center. And the event is about human trafficking, and I will get the backup, and I apologize. I had
That's
it,
fine.
I just didn't bring my agenda, so I'd like to make that motion.
Have a
Second.
motion. All those in favor say, any more discussion? $250. All those in favor say aye. All right, I believe we have a motion to adjourn. Oh, and anyone that says no. Dr. Leslie. All those, what is it? All those,
Now motion to
motion to
adjourn.
adjourn. We already had a motion and a second to adjourn, I believe. All those in favor? Aye. All right, thank y'all.